welcome to another 5-minute car reviews. I'm Chris, and behind me is the 2025 BMW 228. There we go. 2025 BMW 228. We got a 4-cylinder turbo pumping out 241 horsepower. Those Germans have got it nailed down. As you'll discover later in this video, this car is fun to drive and it's quick. Let's just do a little walk around. Shoot, 228. And of course the BMW logos. Oh, can't forget, it's an X-Drive, which is the all-wheel drive system for BMW. And this car is particularly good looking in black. Yeah, other than that, let's go check out the interior, which is really nice. Okay, we got the nice cream leather seats here. They look almost like racing seats. They are very, very supportive. And we got one big screen. It just kind of goes all along the dash here. Leather wrapped steering wheel. Oh, here we go. Oh, let's get in. BMW on the logo, just in case you didn't know. Yeah. Power windows, power locks, memory settings for 2 seats. Obviously, air conditioning. You got all your vents right down here. Real minimalistic design. Windows locks, Trunk right down there. Trunk release. Hood release down there, which we'll get to in a little bit. Oh, frameless mirror. Hi. And of course, the sunroof controls. And this is a pretty decent size. Whoop, you don't want to see my hands. But here we go. We'll push that back and we'll open up the panoramic sunroof. And of course, you hit that same button, just push it forward, and the reverse happens. Oh my God. And of course, this pops up a little bit and then it folds back too. So you do have an open air experience. But back to the dash. It's all digital dash. Right now it's in sport mode. And pretty much everything is controlled through your central infotainment system. I'm at a lack of words today. Like if you want to control your air conditioning, you hit the fan button, you got the speeds, and different controls for the air conditioning, temperature. Right over here, the heated seats and steering wheel. And for the passenger as well, not the steering wheel, but you got heated seat. And yeah, it also has CarPlay, Android Auto, and ambient lighting, which goes across the here and over on that vent there and over here on this vent here. The only thing I noticed, all right, inside the car, we've got a digital dash. So you got all your gauges and stuff here. Your infotainment system here, which also controls air conditioning and pretty much every function of the car. Very few actual buttons in here other than, say, the power locks, power windows, and the power mirrors, and then the memory setting. Oh, and there's a trunk release and a hood release right over there. These are kind of these little manual switches here for the vents. They're kind of a rubbery texture. Interesting feel to them. Of course, ambient lighting. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. And over there on that corner as well. I don't know how well it turns out now, but it's all good. You got wireless charging pad, cup holders, and of course the gear shift, if you call it that. Audio controls. And my modes, that's a fun one. Because you hit that, and that's where, oops, sorry, hit the camera. You got personal, where you can set up whatever you like, sport, and efficient. Obviously, as you can tell, we are in sport mode because, well, this is a BMW. What else are you going to do? In fact, I'm going to intentionally not use my turn signals at all. You know, I'm going to make the full BMW experience. I don't get it very often. We're going to milk it for all it's worth. Okay, and that being said, we are in a sea of pretty nice solid plastics. Leather wrapped steering wheel, of course, with the BMW logo in the middle. Uh, Controls for volume and music and phone. Headlights, automatic windshield wipers, automatic high beams too, which I discovered. So that's a fun one. And inside here, you have a cubby hole, which I have already filled to capacity. And of course, let's talk about these very supportive seats. Uh, they are almost a racing inspired seat. They are very nice, very comfortable. The leather is soft. And of course, BMW's signature little uh, that part of your leg support, thigh support. But anyway, nice carpeting. We'll just put this back because nobody's there. Pockets in the doors, USB-C for the front passengers, and yeah, pretty straightforward. But like I said, everything you need to do is you control is basically through the infotainment system, air conditioning, sport modes, navigation, telephone, media, obviously. It also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and they all work fairly seamlessly with their own little. You can set up your own profile so the car knows who's driving and can set up preferences as such. Also, we have a frameless rear view mirror, which is cool. Hey, and controls for the panoramic sunroof. So you just hit that bad boy right there, and it peels back the headliner so you can see out the roof. And of course, you push that button in an upward motion, cracks it, and then you hit it back, and then it fully opens. You only have to hit it once. It's all basically one touch. So one touch, close, and then one touch again for the cover. So yeah, aren't these seats pretty? My goodness, and they are. Yeah, they're very supportive. And I'm a pretty girthy guy, and I fit pretty well in here. All right, let's head to the back seat where there's a couple of interesting things. Not really, but worth noting. Okay. Close that. We wouldn't want to be rude. Oh yeah, and projecting out of this is an M logo that goes out on the ground there. Oh man, it can't just open all the doors, can it? Okay, we found a fault. 2. Okay, so this is my comfortable seating position. Oh, all right, easy enough to get in. Oh, and these frameless doors too. All the doors are frameless too. It's kind of a theme in here. So you got power windows and decent amount of room. I got pretty much leg room. Of course, my head does hit the roof. It kind of slopes backwards, so I am well into the roof line here. But other than that, you got 2 USB-C ports back here. Not a whole lot of room. Not a whole lot to speak of. Anchors for your babies. And in the center, you have an armrest or cup holders. And of course, these seats are 60-40 split. Although I think they might be a 3-way split, 40-40-20. I'll have to check that. No map pockets or anything, but you don't really need it. This is a BMW. You do have cup holders on the side of the door there. Bam and bam. And of course, vents for you. Even with this hole dug out up here, I still am well into it. But let's check out the trunk, shall we? All right, here we go. Okay. All right, and there's a hole under here. And you got your little kidnap pulley. You got the little seat releases. Bam and bam. So if you need to fold the seat from back here, you can. Underneath here, some more storage. which is kind of cool. And a lot of room if you got to go grocery shopping or whatever. Plenty of room. And of course, the seats fold down as well. All right, time to go check out the engine, shall we? Okay. Head back up to the front. All right, so as you can see there, it's a double pull. 1, 2. And you don't even have to hit anything. It just lifts right up with the hood struts. Oh, didn't like that, did it? But here we go. BMW's 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, 241 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, she's a pretty spunky little engine. But best way to test it out is to actually go test it out. Let's go for a ride. All right. All right, driving the 2025 BMW 228 in sport mode. The only way, in my opinion, to drive a BMW. But yeah, I'll give it a little chat on the way. Let me get out of here. All right, here we go. Let's get on the road here. Now, this 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine is very peppy, 241 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque, going to all 4 wheels. And the effect is astonishing. It really is. This is a car that can get up and go, and it'll keep going until you get your foot off the pedal. Which, if I can ever get into traffic here, I can show you. Of course, I've got to pick like rush hour to do these reviews. Here we go. And watch, when you let go, you start braking, and you hear it like want to downshift. Of course, now it doesn't do it. Oh, you were doing it before. Because when you stop the car or you're slowing down, it'll start downshifting for you, and it's a cool little effect that it does. It is neat. You can feel it, and the sound it makes is neat. It's not a bad sounding engine either. I mean, for a 4-cylinder anyway. The exhaust note is fairly decent, more than enough pep. The seats are comfortable. The material in here is amazing. The only thing that I really didn't care for a whole lot is the infotainment system. Now, everything is controlled through the infotainment system, but it can be, if you're not used to it, which I'm not, it was a little difficult to navigate at first. But once you set up your CarPlay or Android Auto or whatever, you set up your phone, it's all pretty seamless. It's got different user accounts, so it knows which phone is yours, and your preferential settings. Other than that, the steering is tight. Buttons and things are where you'd expect them, although I'd probably want more buttons. But I'm old. Old people like buttons, and I know buttons are expensive, and it's easier just to program everything into your infotainment system. The ambient lighting is neat, although that does at night it tends to reflect off the windows, and it's kind of a distraction, especially when you're looking in a mirror. But these are little niggles that you can kind of overlook, because driving this car is very pleasurable. Even though it's just a 2 Series and it's not even an M, it is quite a delight to drive. I could see this being a decent daily driver. something I'd be happy to get into and go to work, or take a long trip in. It's a pleasurable, nice, happy place to be. A little more serious than most cars, but I think that's just kind of German cars in general. It's got a real serious, business-like approach to it. Everything you look at, you know, there's no real swooping lines in here. It's all angles and, you know, but yeah, I'd say this is probably the best car I've tested all year, hands down my favorite one. And having said that, this year is coming to a close. I think this will be the last car review of the year for me. So I'd like to say thank you for everyone who watches, comments, likes, subscribes. Thank you. It just gives me motivation to do more and maybe try to do a little better too. But having said that, I'll catch you all on the next one and see you next year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit. Fuck. Oh, my.